What's going on, everybody? I appreciate all of you that were hanging out waiting for the live stream to start. For those of you watching replay, make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so when stuff like this goes on, you'll get notified and you can take part in the live chat. So, very good friend of mine going to be on today. He sent me some Diptyque samples, which I actually have 8 Diptyque samples, as well as a few others, Labo, some MFK, for 11 total. We're not going to do 11 here today, but we're going to pick and choose through a few, do 5, 6, maybe 7 of them. Because between me and him chopping it up with you guys and each other and doing 11 fragrances, this would be a few hours long. And you guys know I don't like the super long live stream, so we'll try to keep it in the range of about an hour. And before we jump into it, we got to start it off the way we always do. My scent of the day, Paris Corner's Amyr Trillium, the Elysium Parfum Cologne clone. What are you guys wearing? I literally just refreshed to start this. I wore it to the gym this morning. I've been getting about 3-ish hours. Had, of course, as soon as I posted this scent of the day, I got people complaining about 30 minutes and it's gone. Alcohol blast and I can't smell it. The usual shit you see from people when you post something that's not a strong performer. So yeah, it is what it is. But this is beautiful, bright, fresh. I don't mind refreshing because it smells that damn good. Like I said, about a 3-hour performer. If that disappoints you, I would steer clear of this. That's what I'm getting from it, but it smells pretty authentic to Elysium Parfum Cologne. It's just not a monster. It's very, very bright and airy. If you like mega fresh, then you'll probably like this, as long as you don't need an 8 to 10 hour fresh beast. If you're okay with weaker performance, this is the jam for sure. So let's see who's wearing what. Wearing Kalan. Everybody smash that like button. That's what I'm talking about, Sean. I appreciate that. Mike's rocking Kadlaj Shiaka for the evening. It's L'Eau Pour Homme and Shades of Column. Wow, you got a variety going on today. I've never tried Shades of Column from Issey Miyake, but I do need to spend some time with L'Eau Pour Homme. I did buy it recently, and I haven't been wearing it. I will at some point. I got a lot of shit recently. I filmed the Mancera and Montal haul for those of you members that are here. That video film, that will come out tomorrow. Literally, it's, as I speak, it's 51% rendered. It's literally rendering while we're doing this live stream. I hope it doesn't make my computer freeze or restart or anything like that. So we'll see what's going on there. Scent of the day, Dior Homme 2020. I plan on getting that. I've been spending some time with my little 10 ml dabber, putting it on my hand, and it's growing on me. Tarathi Blue. Club de Nuit Sillage. Ferragamo Aqua Cindiale Blue, excellent choice. Bracking, one of the classic today for church. Green Irish Tweed, excellent. Allure Homme Edition Blanche, finally getting some sun in the UK. Dave's in the house. What's going on, my man? Scent of the day, bag of oranges from the flea market, or as it's otherwise known as Gravitas Essentia. I haven't tried it. I wore a Bon Viveur a few days ago. I'd like to try the new one, the Chypre and that one. I'm going to get my nose on them eventually. Summer Vibes 4.0 with a splash of Cadal for Sun. Excellent, excellent choice. That's actually right here. Literally right here within arm's reach. Up for Shave Dave. Good to see you. Enrique, Essential Parfums Fig Infusion. Got a notification. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're here, my man. CK All. I can't take the credit for that. I'm just passing along the recommendation I got from my buddy Joey Cannoli. So let's see. Dino's in the house. SOC from the How to Michael Kors. Extreme Blue. Excellent choice. Enclave. Definitely some good stuff. Sidrapoise, one of the best ever, in my opinion. Wearing Noir. I'm assuming Signature Noir from Zaharoff. That's an excellent choice. That's actually Dave's favorite. That's Dave's favorite Zaharoff fragrance. YSLY EDT, one of my favorites. I'll get you in here in just a moment, Joe. Just want to get caught up. Joe's backstage waiting. We're making him wait right now, guys. So shame on us, right? A little ball bust. I see him smiling. He's good. He's good for a sec. Terre d'Hermès Eau Givray. That's some good stuff right there. Guess Effect layered with Code EDP. I've never tried that Guess fragrance, but Code EDP is my favorite code. No, I haven't even smelled it yet. You would have seen a video on it if I would have smelled it. Damn, just scrolled on past me. My bad, DJ. I didn't realize I'm kind of jumping around a little bit. My bad, DJ. Well, I'm here now with you. Got you pinned right now. Volcanus, the king of the super chat. My man with $10 super chat wearing Versace Mano Fresh. I mean, what negative can be said about that? Anybody that has something negative to say about that, they're wrong. You heard it here. If you have something negative to say about Versace Mano Fresh, you're wrong. Not the fragrance. Great choice. Thank you for the super chat. Always appreciate it, my man. Glad to see you. Glad you're here. Zaharoff Most Wanted, Gentleman's Society. Oh, I know what you meant. Typos, it happens to me all the time too. Gonna rock it again. Noel, Mother's Day celebration for my mother-in-law. My fiance picked up First Instinct together. Good choice. She got to pick because I couldn't decide. That's a good choice though. Tempo by Diptyque is to die for. Greets from Germany. Well, Candace knows how to make an entrance. He seems to do it every time, and it's greatly appreciated. Dark Knight from Alexandria. We're just about caught up, and then we're going to bring on my man. Vintage Frag Week. We're in Vintage CK Escape from 97. Just goes to show they don't spoil if you store them properly. You might lose a little bit of sour. You might get a little sour citrus at the top, but usually the heart and the base of pretty much every fragrance will be intact. Greetings from Ocean. Allure Sport. Excellent. She wore Miss Dior EDP. Love the way it smells on her. And Ocean EDP, no, neither of those. I have not tried them, and I don't shop at Dillard's ever. I haven't shopped at Dillard's since I lived in Louisiana because we didn't have Macy's. We had Dillard's. So, with that said, the man, the myth, the legend, the real king of stream. No hard feelings to my man Joey Canoli. It is the unAVERAGE Joe. What's going on?
What's going on? Great to see you. Thank you for having me. Great to see everyone in the chat.
So I have to ask, what are you wearing today?
Staple made famous by me.
Indeed. Michelle didn't get to it first. He did. He's the one put Michelle on it, just so you guys know.
Yes, I did.
Facts.
Yeah, very much. That's actually why I have most of this bottle missing, because I gave her 30 mLs of it.
Yeah, you gave her a big decan, I remember.
Yeah, so yeah, Poker Face. For those who don't know, this is the real La Nuit L'Homme Killer. This is for $20-25. Your vintage La Nuit. Don't spend, the hundreds of dollars for the actual bottle at this point.
Yeah, for a vintage one, it's not worth it.
Just
or to try to desperately seek out getting a bottle from Europe of Blue Electrique. Yeah, Blue Electrique's great, but if you got to source it from Europe and deal with duties and fees and all this, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Get this. And I haven't tried it, but I trust this man's opinion. I take his word for it. So, Joe, you sent me quite the package, man.
I did, because I had the ability to. So, you're my friend, so I definitely took care of you.
Love you too, man.
For sure.
So, you okay with me showing your business card on screen?
Yeah, you can. It's fine.
So, for those of you who don't know, if you are in the Garden City area in New York, Bloomingdale's, go see Joe DeSantiago. My man's a Diptyque ambassador. He will help you out. He's not exclusive to only Diptyque, though he does work for Diptyque. He can help you out with MFK. You name it. You just name the niche brand that Bloomingdale's carries. Joe can help you out.
And I could ship worldwide too. So even if you need to contact me through DMs or emails, whatever the case may be, I can still place the order. And you too can get a package from me.
Either search Joe Anthony or an unAVERAGE Joe across social media, and you'll find Joe Anthony. It's that simple. So what should I start with? Any recommendations on what I should smell first? By the way, he sent me a bunch of blotters. I have a stack of blotters as well, so we're going to use those. What would you like me to start with, Joe?
So let's go ahead and do the latest release from Diptyque,
which is
called Low Papier. It should be almost like in one of these
right here. It's the first one.
There you go. Yep.
So don't tell me anything about it yet. Let's see.
Definitely not.
See what I can pick out on it. That's a sizable decant as well.
5 ml promotional decant that I went ahead and I made sure you, Joey, received, and Hills and Yara for sure.
That's an excellent set of people you just named. Not myself,
it seems like we were all just together, all that greatness, awesomeness.
Very airy and floral.
Okay.
It's like a creamy floral, but it still has a lot of freshness. I don't really get distinctive citrus, though.
Good, because there isn't.
Yeah, I don't get any citrus.
No.
Not surprised.
There is a reason why, not just because this is the new scent, but there is a reason why, and I'll get to it a little bit later. But
it's very creamy and a little powdery.
Okay, good.
What kind of notes am I or is creating these accords that I'm getting, Joe? Talk to me.
So You are getting rice paper for starters, which
That
is
would I would
very
have never
unique.
guessed that.
You're getting musk, which of course,
Yeah, it's a creamy
but
musk for sure. It's clean too.
this has iris in it and blonde woods. So you being the iris lover,
It doesn't
iris,
distinctively
not
smell like iris outside of its flowery and powdery. It's
right.
pretty much what I get from it. It didn't smell rosy. I think that would have jumped out a bit more if it was a rose. So not surprised to hear it's iris though. But the creaminess, the
Yeah.
sandalwood, and the musk, that makes sense for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what, but just that type of profile. And then again, it being the latest scent, and I had the resources for it. I was like, let me give it to him. Let me see what he thinks, especially
Well, I
because I
appreciate
know
it. It's
he
a
likes the
soft
iris.
aroma.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you that need context, if you haven't heard me say soft aroma before, I don't mean in power. I mean, it's pretty much very smooth, soft, and supple, with still having some depth to it. Like it's not an overwhelmingly strong fragrance, but it still has some power to it. It's just not sharp or abrasive or aggressive in any way. That's what I mean when I say soft.
Exactly.
It's actually quite lovely, Joe.
Yeah,
Very,
really
very
good
much
for like this
unisex.
time of the year too. Yeah,
It's kind of cozy.
exactly.
Yeah, that's a nice one right there. Damn, I got a lot too. 5 ml. I mean, it takes me a long time to go through 5 ml of anything.
Yeah,
I may never go through 5 ml.
hey, but at least it's there for you. And like I said, I had
I
it
get to
there
experience
to
it.
pass out. So make sure you got it.
So I'm going to go off of your recommendation then. So let's
Okay.
if you were to say one that's kind of a must try of what you sent me, what would be the first one that comes to mind here? Well, because I want to do a
From
few diptyques first.
right. So from Diptyque, I sent you Orpheon.
Find it. There it
It
is.
it's a black box. Yeah,
Yep.
there you go.
Got it right here.
Orpheon. That's one of their newer releases in the most recent years.
Okay. Let's bust it open and see what we're working with. I'm assuming there's 2 ml. Yeah, 2 ml.
Yeah.
Okay, Orpheon. There we have it. Before we jump in there, Gian with the 499 super chat. Scent of the day, low pipe. There it is. He's wearing it. He's actually wearing it. That worked out. Funny enough. I'm Filipino and love the rice notes with a laughing emoji. I'm about to hop onto a flight, and this felt like a nice, subtle scent. I could see that it's nice. If you have a longer flight, I could see it being cozy and kind of calming, help you sleep on the flight. That would make sense.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for the super chat as well, my man. Thank you for popping in before you take off, too. That's dedication right there. All right, let's see what we're working with here. Orpheon. Now, I'm not familiar with any of these guys. I've never dove into the house. I've never smelled anything. I've never looked into them. Joe got me intrigued, and Joe's like, hey, I'm going to send you a package. We're going to try these out. So here we are. Okay, so now this is Rose. Jammy, thick, like raspberry-like.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me wants to say there's oud, but it's not strong enough for me to be sure.
No oud, I could assure you on that.
Yeah, because I get a woody tone, but it's not real strong, and there's no funk. That's why I said I can't be certain. I want to say it, but I can't be certain. But you verified it. Very thick rose. Holy shit! It's a sweet, fruity, like I said, almost raspberry-like, the thickness, the consistency of like a jam. Very thick. Is there some sort of spice in here? There's a light spiciness I'm getting.
There is like a light pepper to it.
That makes sense. That I'm just distinctively getting this rose, though. Outside of a little spice, I don't really pick up anything else. Talk to me about it.
So, a little bit powdery. It has like powdery note accord with some tonka and cedar wood. You are right. Also, that it had the floor. It has floral notes. Not to be confused with the person in the chat. And it has some floral notes. Shouts to Lily. And it has juniper berry. So you were right with like that berry connotation.
That makes sense. That's where this freshness is coming from, then.
Yes.
But is the it's not distinctively rose in here because it smells like a thick rose.
It's not distinctively rose, but it uses a little bit of like rose jasmine
So it's
tuberose.
just a
Those
floral
like,
note combination. It's in a floral accord, basically.
yeah.
It's a very thick floral accord. And it's sweet, but not sickeningly sweet.
That's from the tonka bean and juniper combo for sure. Yeah.
This is lovely. I like this more than the new release.
Orpheon's one of my favorites.
Yeah, Orpheon's really. I bet this is great on skin. I bet it really opens up.
And it's a powerhouse. That one lasts a lot more. Orpheon's are old. So just for reference, if it comes in a black bottle, or in this case, a black box, it's an Eau de Parfum. And if it comes in any of the white boxes, it's an Eau de Toilette version.
That's not completely true because this is a white box. It's an Eau de Parfum.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Because I'm looking like trying to catch you, and I caught you.
that was an interesting one too. That I would ultimately want you to try is 34. That's.
Well, we're gonna do that one next because this one in particular, I don't know. Something's telling me I need to try this one next.
Eau de Minthe, yes. That was one that I
assuming mint. I'm assuming.
Yes. Just maybe.
That's why I felt the need to. That's why I was drawn to it. Like I love a good minty freshness in a fragrance, so I really would like to try this one.
I had to make sure you got that one.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I have a feeling I'm kind of giddy. I have a feeling I'm really gonna like this one. Eau de Minthe. Like a leafy mint leaf. I should have said that backwards, but more of a mint leaf, not a toothpastey, spearmint oil, not any of that. Very leafy. With some fresh green spice. Like there's some supportive green notes here. There has to be. It's a very, very green. Oh, this is my kind of style right here. Shit. I cleaned all the Manceras up. I had 4 Manceras and 2 Montals all over my arms, and I cleaned my skin just in case for something like this to happen. This one's going on skin. Screw the blotter. I'm not doing it with all of them, just the ones that are like, ooh,
yeah.
You know.
Exactly. But no, I definitely thought, I was like, okay, I gotta make sure he gets this for sure.
Is there like a lime or something like that in here?
So there is a bergamot top to it. Yes.
There's some kind of green, juicy citrus smell. That's why I'm guessing lime, but because I did not get that on the blotter. I'm definitely getting it on skin.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this is very easy to wear. Super. It fits the attire. Laid back, fresh, green, warm daytime scent. This really fits the vibe of what I'm wearing today, for sure. If I didn't already have this on, hell, if I wait 3 hours, it'll be gone. And I can spray that on. I like this. So far, this is the one I would want to get a bottle of.
And I figured that one.
Well, I mean, I would think by now you know me pretty well, so yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Eau de Minthe. This is a banger. Look, it's not complex. It's not groundbreaking. It's not so unique that it's like never smelled a mint fragrance like this before. It's just a very well done, fresh green minty fragrance. It's very well done. A little bit of a woodiness is setting in and not a creamy wood. I'm going to guess there's no sandalwood. It's got to be something along the lines of a cedar.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because there's like not really, I want to say sharp, but not like razor blade sharp, like super sharp. There's a light sharp tone to it, and usually I attribute that if I get a sharp woody smell, it's usually cedar. That's kind of how my mind works when I think it's cedar.
Yeah, no, it's meant to be a backbone, not to bring dominance to the fragrance. So yeah.
Well, it really works well with the green facets. Do you know offhand the entire note breakdown? Because this one's really got me excited. I like this one a lot.
Bergamot, mint, patchouli, cedarwood, musk, pink pepper, for sure.
Pepper. Okay, see, that's one of my favorite notes because the characteristics of it that I get most of the time, obviously sometimes it can be a little different. It's a little aromatic, sweet, and spicy.
Mm-hmm.
That particular note, it has those characteristics. It can be a little more aromatic, sometimes a little more sweet, sometimes spicier towards the black pepper side. But pink pepper really, I find when it's prominent in a fragrance, really ups the character of the profile.
Right.
For my taste, anyway.
Elevates it. Yeah, no, it does.
Yeah, it's an elevating type of note for sure. So Smooth Operator with 499 super chat. Hardest working man in the game. Keep it goat status. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you being here, my man. Thank you for being a member. Joe as well. Thank you for being a member. I appreciate that, my man.
Hey, no problem. Had to do it.
Got some 69s in the chat. Montrese is in the chat as well. I see we got Randy in the chat.
Yes.
Speaking of mint, I just got Imaginary Authors St. Juliep. I've heard great things about that. Mint Vanilla Sugar. It's my favorite spring frag. I've heard great things about that one. That's one I think I would enjoy as well. And it's hard to move on to another one. I'm digging this. So if you had to recommend another one there, Joe.
I'm trying to remember let's do Philosophos, just because that is like one of the most classic. It comes in a white box.
I'm looking for it.
It's one of the most classic men's fragrances for sure.
You didn't send that one to me.
I didn't send you Philosophos? Oh,
no Philosophos.
Okay.
I got Eau Duelle. I've got Oyedo, Trent Quart. I guess how you say that. Fleur de Peau.
Duo Duelle. Duo Duelle for sure.
Eau Duelle? Okay.
Yes.
Let's do Eau Duelle. Oh, let me show the box before I bust too far into it. Now, I'm assuming most of these EDTs are going to be the fresher fragrances anyways. I would assume they go the route of lighter oil concentration for the freshness.
Yeah.
Really good atomizers on these things.
They spend money on their stuff, that is for sure.
That's like an ice cream tonka bean kind of smell I got out in the air. Is there tonka bean in here? It smells like an ice cream.
Tonka bean and vanilla.
Yeah. Like, I think some of you have heard me say that before. I think the tonka bean oil that's in bourbon vanilla from Flower City Fragrance, that type of tonka bean oil, where it gives this cooling vanilla ice cream, vanilla bean, vanilla. Just, oh, wow. I was not expecting that at all. That's beautiful. Very fresh, but creamy and sweet. Almost like a whipped cream type of feel now that I'm really sitting here. That now, this cardboard could be playing into that too. I don't know if you get something like that from it on skin or not. Is any of what I'm saying making sense?
It is. It becomes a little bit warmer on skin than on paper.
It's very fresh.
So it'll become more like a Starbucks. Instead of ice cream, it'll be like a Starbucks iced latte, coffee, chai latte type of thing.
So basically a strong sweet cream smell.
Yeah, with a little bit of spice, a little bit of woods. But it's their vanilla fragrance.
For me, Enrique, I'm still going Nishane Ani. Granted, I haven't sat here and wore this one, but just upon first impressions on the paper, I mean, I would love Anis. I'd have to spend some time with this to really give you a more accurate opinion on it, but where it stands in this moment, no, I still go Anis. How about you, Joe?
No, I mean, there's a reason. I prefer Eau Duelle, but I've spent many times with Eau Duelle and everything like that.
I would like to think,
like
being a Diptyque and brand ambassador, that you would have quite a bit of experience with these fragrances. I would think.
Just a little bit. That was actually the scent that I wore when I got the interview, when I interviewed for the position officially. So
there's some guys with some experience in here. They're all agreeing Eau Duelle is a great vanilla. Is there a better mint frag than Wonderland? It depends on your taste. Because I really love MFK Aqua Celestia Forte. It's a beautiful petitgrain mint leaf combo, for example. It all depends, but Wonderland is good stuff. He's talking about Happy Land, in case you were.
Yeah, the Happy Land one.
This is really nice, though. This is one that, screw it. Let's give it a little bit of time on skin. This one's worthy.
I chose this one because I knew it would throw you off once you said that everything in the white box would be fresher.
Well, it worked. It definitely worked. Oh, yeah, it warms up greatly on skin. Big difference from the paper. I don't get that ice cream vibe at all. That spiced latte smell, it's all I'm getting now. It's like the purple elephants. You hear purple elephant, now you're visualizing purple elephant. It's the same thing. It's actually very warm. Is there a little bit of an ambry accord in here?
Yeah,
Makes sense. Not overdone spice, but still sweet and creamy vanilla.
exactly.
Hey, this is
Very
really,
solid
really
option.
nice. Yeah. This opens up a lot more on skin. This is beautiful. This could potentially be bottle worthy as well. Excellent choices that you sent to me so far, Joe.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, they have a large variety, and also too, only so much could fit in the package, so I had to decide which ones. Hey, EQ, what's going
EQ, what's
on?
going on? No, Randy, I haven't tried that. Monterier smells like Eau Duelle. No, I haven't tried it. So let's go outside of Diptyque because you did send me some
Yes.
others. Do you recommend I go with Le Labo Noir 29, the Bulgari fragrance? Empire, I'm assuming is how you say that with a Y instead of an I?
Impure, yes.
Okay, should I do
Actually,
that first?
do that first.
Okay.
Do that first because there's somebody here who likes that fragrance in the chat. I mean,
Is it EQ?
it is EQ.
I had a feeling because it's interesting that you lit up and as soon as I said it. So let's see. I'm not going through the trouble of pulling the tape off for this one. We're just going to spray on a different one.
Right. That was more so for labeling purposes.
Yeah.
How I
So
label
in
them.
case you guys didn't know, you wrote a. This smells like something EQ would like. Yeah, for sure. It's got an earthiness to it. Herbal, earthy tone. Not inherently fresh. This has some complexity. This you can tell just on paper. This is a deep fragrance. I'm getting some spicy tones. It's warm. It's earthy. There's a light dryness to it, but again, that could be on the paper. Anytime I pick up something being dry, I'm not certain when it's on a test strip. It's got a familiarity to me though. At the same time, it reminds me of fragrances like maybe Xandria from Ormond Jane. That's dry, ambery, woodsy, a little earthy, dusty would be a good word to describe that one. That's kind of how this comes across on the paper. Is any of what I'm saying accurate to how it actually would smell on skin or what's in the notes?
It's going to be a little bit different. Not as dusty.
Mm-hmm.
You got the spice though. It's definitely spicy.
Yeah, there's definitely some spices jumping out at me. It's warm as well. And a little earthy. Very woodsy though. I'm getting a dry woodsy accord here. Is there any woods in here? I would assume. I mean, woods are in most fragrances, right?
Yeah, I believe that this does actually have woods. Do you get any juiciness at all? I know you haven't mentioned
Not really
it, but
on
any
this.
type of, okay.
Not really on the paper. On skin, I mean, screw it. I guess
Fair enough.
I just had freaking Pierre Montal fragrances on my skin. Why not have 6 of these?
Sandalwood is right. It's a sandalwood.
Okay, we're waving it off. This is why I hate the test strips. Because sometimes you can sound a little crazy when you're trying to describe it. And you're like, nope, that's way off from what it actually is. Then you get it on the skin, you're like, oh, yeah,
right.
Way off.
Right.
Oh, wow, yeah, drastically different fragrance. So this isn't my style. I could see why EQ likes this, though. Maybe as it settles, I'll like it more, but there's almost... No, yeah, it is getting better. So that opening blast just wasn't for me. There's something odd about it. It's almost like a little bit of a strange incensey type of smell.
Okay.
What's the notes in this one? I feel like there's a lot
mandarin
going on here.
Actually, there is, but there isn't. So it's mandarin, it's ginger, it's sandalwood.
Ginger makes sense.
There's like those three are like your dominant. That's your
the 3
triangle,
notes that
right?
the brand gives.
Yeah, those are the 3 dominant ones. There's also slight. I get a little bit of musk.
The ginger
from
makes
it.
sense. This is more of a realistic ginger, not the kind of ginger you're going to find in designer fragrances, guys.
Yeah, no, this is a true
crisp,
ginger.
bright ginger. This is different. This is more herbal, almost like the kind of ginger you would put in tea.
Exactly.
That kind of smell, almost like it's mixed with tea in some ways. Kind of like the ginger that I get from 5 o'clock au ginger ombre from Serge Lutin. It's kind of that ginger smell. Yeah, it's getting way, way better. It's kind of soothing.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, welcome to the membership. Glad you could join. Glad to have you, my man.
Welcome.
Guys, real quickly, we've got 55 likes, 83 viewers. I didn't expect a huge crowd because we're doing some niche fragrance sampling, but I do appreciate all of you that are here. And if you could do me a quick favor, hit that thumbs up. There is potential for that helping YouTube push this up a little bit. It is an upvote technically. Maybe we get a few more people to come check us out and hang out with us. It is getting much more on the creamy side, but that ginger is soothing. It's a very soothing note.
Yes.
I still don't know how I feel about it as far as a bottle. I'd have to spend more time with it, but it doesn't strike me as something I would reach for if I had it.
It's a big bottle. It's a part of their gem collection. Like
so
with Tiger
R and all that. Yeah, that
so
line.
it's like a trophy.
Yeah. It's very nice, very high quality, very, like I said, very soothing aroma for sure. So moving on, let's go with the MFK, shall we?
Yes.
Amyris Homme extract.
Yes. This will be a good one to hear your feedback on for sure.
Let's see what we're working with here. Spray the card while we're at it. Amyris Homme. Ooh, that's strong. On my fingers too. Is that a rose fragrance?
Not rose, but there is a couple of florals in there that you may know of.
It's a very warm floral smell. It's like it's on my fingers. That's why I'm doing this. Because it's a bit different from the paper. Damn it.
Exactly.
Damn it. Shut up, Joe. Oh, yeah, that's much better than on the paper. So much better. This is like 11 fragrances I've had on skin today. It's outrageous. What a day. My nose has not wore out yet either. Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
There's an herbaceous tone to this. It's warm, but not like peppery spice, but there's like an herbaceous spiciness to this is what I get. Talk to me about the notes on this one.
This is going to contain some amber, like you said, some sandalwood, musk, iris, jasmine.
Really? I don't distinctively get iris. I'm kind of surprised.
The extract has iris in there to give it almost like a powdery.
It's a little powdery now, but it doesn't have the. Maybe that's why it smells a little rooty and like a dirty.
Probably
floral.
more orris than iris.
Yeah, it's like a dirty floral, I guess would be the best way for me to describe what I feel like I'm getting here. It's kind of hard to decide what floral I was smelling. Like I'm a little surprised it's iris, but at the same time, the way the powderiness is coming across, it's not surprising. But it wasn't so distinctive. It was like, ooh, this is an iris fragrance. This is elegant.
Yes.
This is classy, masculine floral.
Yes.
I find this to be quite masculine for having such a floral dominance.
That's Amyris for men is really, really good for this like springtime
this
type
is
of
the
situation.
Best fragrance I've smelled so far. More than the mint fragrance, which I still love the mint fragrance, but this one's more interesting. The mint fragrance is just so easy, whereas this is more interesting.
It's
this
simplistic.
One you can have a conversation about with somebody. If they smell it, it's an interesting smell. It's not something you're just going to run across every day when you smell somebody with a fragrance on. It's getting much warmer. It's got a strong ambery tone, like a distinctively amber smell at this point.
Mm-hmm.
The florals are kind of balancing out with it more, where the florals were very dominant. Like I said, it had more of a dirty floral, earthy floral type of smell to it. The powderiness is not overwhelming. I would not call this a very powdery fragrance at all. EQ says I got to go with Noir 29 next. All right, 10.
That is next. That is next. Don't worry, EQ. I was gonna make sure he tried that in this vid.
This is my favorite where we stand right now.
Yes.
So here's Noir 29. I'm just gonna keep spraying on skin, I guess.
Shout out to Nicole if you're watching.
I don't know why I ever bother touching these damn test strips. I don't know. I always end up on skin at some point in the video, whether it's live, recorded, whatever. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. With a name like Noir, I should have, though. On the air, it's got this distinctive, almost like licorice-like smell.
Interesting. Okay.
Much more animalistic up close. Almost has a sourness to it. Yeah. Not terrible, though. Fig and tea.
Fig tea.
Okay. That kind of makes sense. In the opening, I think it needs to settle a little more, but this one's one of those head-turning showstopper types. This isn't something you reach for every day.
I wore this to prom. When we
I remember you smelling great. That makes sense. Yeah, well, y'all should have smelled the sillage in that room. God.
Yeah. Before I put on Triple X, before I bound myself with Triple X, I was wearing Noir 29.
Well, yeah, we all layered whatever we were wearing with Triple X that night. The fig is gotta be what's making it so juicy, but it's not the soapy type of fig. You know, fig can kind of have a soapy smell sometimes.
Right.
That's definitely not what's going on here
at all.
Is this like a black tea note?
Yes, more black tea than red tea.
Yeah, because it's much more dark herbal, rich. It's not a fresh tea. It's not a green tea type of smell. Or even Earl Grey. Earl Grey would have came close, but black, like a black tea. Okay, yeah, he just put it in the comments. Yeah. This is one I would like to wear, but would gather dust because I would be so situational with it.
Yeah.
That's the downside to me having this fragrance is a decant's probably best. Because I'm so situational with fragrances like this that I deem special. And on top of that, I have a ton of fragrances. So this is stunning. This is stunning. I could see this receiving a very high grade from a lot of people. A lot of people. But I deem it too situational for my life because I already have so many that I put in this same category that I never freaking wear because I'm so situational. But it is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
This is the best. This is the most enthusiast level of fragrance in this video that I've smelled so far. I would say the most interesting to wear more often would be Amyris Extrait. And then the one I would actually wear the most is Eau de Minthe. That's a nice 3 though, like especially for spring right now. A wardrobe right there. Those 3. Like Amyris would be the evenings out, Noir 29, the special events, Eau de Minthe, my daily wear. That's the 3. That's the collection and wardrobe I could build from this of what I would like. No another 13 in here.
Not this time. Listen, there's gonna be other videos. I couldn't send it all. Like the package was like literally like this big, so I had to.
It was chock-a-block full too. It really was. This is pretty damn good, Joe. Man, you picked out some great shit to send my way. There's nothing that was a disappointment, but there's also like reality checks for all of these. Here's what I would do with them. Here's why I won't buy a bottle, or here's why I'm interested in buying a bottle. You know, this is amazing though. I say I'd hardly reach for it, but it's pretty damn. I might have to get a smaller bottle of it. What size bottles does Le Labo offer? Do you know? You're muted.
I realized that as soon as I got the notification, I was like, damn. 15 ml travel spray.
That's what I would need.
50 ml, like 50 mls, and then 100 mls. And the 50 and 100 are refillable, but you probably would never
I think
go
the
through
50
that.
ml would be the target for me, just because the way
Yeah.
it's filled. Whereas with a decant spoil fast.
Yeah,
Whereas a properly poured bottle at the filler, they don't. You know.
exactly.
Granted, I'd probably never go through 50 ml, but I think if I was to secure a bottle of this, that's the one.
Yeah.
I would go with a 50 ml because it's pretty hard to say that I don't want to buy a bottle, because I do. It's just I know I'm not going to wear it that often, but it is special. Noir 29 is special. I can't stop going back to it.
It's good.
It's intoxicating. It's sensual.
Yes.
You know? It's elegant, but it's also like, what's the right way to put this? It's a little naughty in some ways with the, like, it's ferociously sensual. I know that sounds weird, but that's what I want to say. Ferociously sensual. Almost like dominatrix kind of shit.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I know that's a weird descriptor, but I want to come across with something unique for how I feel about this. This is really good stuff, man.
That's why it worked so well for prom too. Like when I wore it, it was like, okay, I need something that whenever I wear it now, I'm always going to be remember of Chicago, solely just Chicago, not like some of the other stuff that I could grab and wear through there. So it was like that. Plus it fit the tone of everything and just that. And then layered with XXX. Yeah, not that was definitely.
Oh, if the 15 ml looks like a small bottle, then that's all I would need then.
Yeah, I mean the 15
I don't want
ml
what
is
looks like a decant. If it looks like a travel atomizer, I don't want that. But if it looks like a small
oh
bottle,
yeah, no, it's gonna look like a travel atomizer with the Labo
okay, because he's saying right here it looks like a small bottle. Because travel atomizers, they get thrown around, they break easy, they get crushed under stuff. Whereas a bottle, it'll go on the shelf.
I'll take a picture and send it to you tomorrow.
I mean, I can Google it. There's nothing to Google. You don't have to bother. That's something I could look up right now if I was really that worried about it, you know?
Valid, you know. Also, what's up, Lewis?
Good to see Lewis. I had to pick one more to check out of these four that are left, which one should I check out?
From the Diptyque?
Yeah, so I got Eau de Rose, Fleur de, how do you say that? P-E-A-U?
Fleur de Peau.
Fleur de Peau. Fleur de Peau. Then I have 34 Trent Quatre. Trent Quatre. Trent de Quatre.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say that right. And Oyedo.
Let's do. That is how you say that. Let's do Eau de Rose.
Eau de Rose it is. All right, let me see. Where can I spray this? Because, I mean, I've already committed the skin at this point.
Might as well. And that one you actually kind of works a little better on skin.
I guess we're going to go up here. It's sprayed right away. Let's fan it off a little bit, you know. Ooh, that's a spicy rose. That's a very spicy rose. Spicy, but there's an undertone of sweet here. But it's very, very spicy at the top. It's fruity. The sweetness I get, it smells fruity.
Yes.
Almost like a pomegranate. I'm not sure. That's probably not it, but passion fruit maybe?
It's closer. Lychee.
There you go. Because I'm thinking exotic fruit, not an apple. You know what I mean?
Yes,
something different.
It's an exotic fruit.
I should have said red or purple fruit, because that's what I was thinking. Not plum, obviously. Plum's very distinctive, but
right.
Oh, this is kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's not all that serious. The spice has calmed down quick.
Very much so.
I had a blast at the top. It's very fleeting. Like it hit me. I'm like, woo, very spicy. Now barely spicy at all. It's literally been like 30 seconds. This is nice. This is very wearable. This is more
Yes.
daytime than I initially thought it would be. The opening blast, I thought it would be more evening appropriate, but I feel like it could still work in the evening because it's a floral, so there's this class and elegance that comes with floral dominance.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels like very daytime, more casual than I was initially going to give it credit for. Great work scent. Business professional can get away with this. He can be that show out, the cologne guy at work that doesn't wear blue fragrances.
Unless you work with me, then everybody's the cologne person there.
Yeah, you kind of work in the fragrance department, you know,
exactly.
a niche fragrance place. So those shades look drippy. Those Pit Vipers, Joe. Indeed,
they are. Shout out to Joey Cannoli.
I mean, well,
and the Cannoli Mafia.
I guess I'll put my Poseidons on. I guess.
Hey, there you go.
Match it up, my nightshades. Even though it's daytime, I'm gonna throw the nightshades on. We might as well, right? So let's catch up on a few of these comments. Lullaby is damn pricey, but I like the personalization of having your name, date, location when they make your bottle.
Exactly.
Patiently waiting on Mossy Into Me to be re-released.
Great fragrance.
Get a sample based on reviews. Yeah, the men's fragrance. If you like fresh, it's hard to beat. It's a solid performer. All quality ingredients. Very natural smelling, juicy watermelon. There's other citrus, but you're mainly going to get the watermelon. And I get a lot of ginger and woods. How about you, Joe?
I liked that one. I actually have more experience with the almost the women's decadence.
The women's is better.
With the vanilla and the rose and the coffee and almond. That's I have the bottle actually. It's
the women's is better than the men's, fellas. But it's floral dominant, so you gotta like flowers. But it's very unisex. My wife wears it all the time. She loves it so much that I don't bother stealing her spray. She wears it at least twice a week. She's a big fan. I love walking in the sillage. It smells. The coffee gives it this nice dark nuance to kind of counterbalance with the florals and the almond at the top. Because the almond's not really all that bitter. It's kind of creamy.
Yeah.
You know?
Really good stuff.
I'm 15 minutes away from that Bloomingdale's where Joe works at, where you should definitely go see Joe.
Come and see me. Definitely.
The only thing that you'll notice different is you probably won't see the tattoos and he won't be wearing Pit Vipers. He'll be
pretty much
more professional attire.
Those two things are pretty much the only difference between
less casual stream and more business professional.
You know? Exactly.
Almost forgot about today's stream. Glad I was able to watch for a bit. Wearing Jaguar pace to the gym today. It's chest day. Excellent. I did legs today. Does Eau de Minthe only come in Eau de Parfum?
Yes. So Eau de Minthe and Orpheon only come in Eau de Parfum. Something like Oyedu or
it's so good too.
Yeah, that's
it right here.
It's a good one. So good. Both of those are like two of my favorites.
So fresh.
So good.
But not boring fresh, because there's thousands of freshies, you know what I mean? I've been saying that a lot lately. You know what I mean? I don't know why I've been saying that. I've noticed when I watch my videos back, like, why do I keep saying that? I'm doing it here in the live too. My apologies, guys. I'm gonna work on that.
Hey.
It's kind of weird. I don't want to be one of those guys that just has this same random shit he says all the time. I'm bad. Like I'm already bad about that with the word fantastic. That's been going on for years. So let's see. 10 ml looks like a travel atomizer. 15 ml looks like a small bottle.
Mm-hmm.
They have 10 ml as well. Noted.
Interesting.
Jan, what's up, Hernandez? Let's see. Papier, good. Cool classes, guys. Kevin Hill's in the house. Good evening, gents, and all you beautiful people tuning in tonight. So we got about 10 minutes left. I think we'll just chop it up with you guys while we have Joe. Anybody have any questions for Joe? I think here's one we can start it off with. Control asks, where and how do you store all of your fragrances? Would you like to set it off for us, Joe?
I keep a lot of my premier fragrances, the ones I always reach for, on these shelves right here, which is completely away from the window. I got blackout curtains there, so I don't have to worry about any of that. I'm currently working on putting an actual shelf there, so in the meantime, all of my other fragrances are in a box in that corner, but all away from the light. And that's just making sure it's away from light and temperature changes.
My fragrances have engulfed this room because this room is too cluttered and too small for me. Like when I move in the fall, I'm not taking this desk. I'm getting a smaller desk. I don't need the big L shape. The places we're looking at, Heidi's going at the end of the month to look at our top 5 places, and all of them, I've scoped out what's going to be the studio based on the layout and the size and everything. I'm going to be decluttering and have more space because I've got shelf full, stuff on top and everything. Shelf full, stuff on top. Shelf full. Rotation table. Fragrances on the floor. Clones over there. I've got shit everywhere. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Joe, are you frozen? No, you're good.
No, I'm good.
Eric, good to see you. Good evening, fellas. Did some training and Reno work on my event space. Keep it simple. Club de Nuit Milestone. Excellent choice. It's actually very, very good. I haven't smelled vintage Millesime Imperial, but I've heard it's a more synthetic take on what Millesime Imperial used to smell like, because now it's just so watered down from what I've been told.
Yeah.
I've only smelled Millesime Imperial once, and it's one of the more recent gold bottles. It's not the old clear bottle with the label.
Yeah.
So it's definitely one of the watered down ones, as people call it, you know. Official Gates, what's going on in chat? Late to the party. Good to see you, though, man. Glad you're here. Rocky said, I YouTube Tokyo Milk Bulletproof Cologne yesterday to see what it was all about and stumbled upon a 4-year-old video of Joe reviewing it.
Yes, that was a little bit older than 4 years. That was like one of my first videos. That was one of my first videos. That was 2013. I looked 4 years old more than it being a 4-year-old video.
How long have you been doing it? 10 or 12 years, Joe? I know it's been at least 10.
August will be 10 years officially.
There you go, guys. 10 years Joe's been doing this stuff. Are you hiring a moving company like Big Beer Business? So I'm hiring laborers to help me, and I'm going to drive the truck all the way across the country because I don't trust anybody with my fragrances. I'm packing them. My wife's going to, because I have so many this time, I'm going to let her help me. But I normally don't let her help me. It's not that I don't trust her. It's just I'm so OCD about these. I don't want anything to break or get lost or misplaced or anything. And that's another reason why I'm going to pay for labor to help me pack the truck. But I'm driving the truck. I'm not paying movers to do it. It's more of a hassle. It's more of a pain in the ass, but I'll feel better that I did it that way in the long run. So I'm going to have laborers help me load it here. And then when we get there, they're going to offload everything. And then that's when I'm going to do the collection video. When I'm setting up the room, it's going to be in stages. Because I've been getting asked for years at this point. I get asked all the time, and it's a nightmare. I'm not about to pull all this shit out to try to lay it out on the floor when I don't even have the floor space anymore.
Exactly.
It's just a nightmare, man. Okay. That's what you're doing. You typed
that. Was me. Yeah, I was typing to Enrique.
I think this is overkill. What do you think, Joe?
I wouldn't do it personally. I kind of feel the same way. It's overkill. Not only that, but it does still change the temperature. I believe in just a flat, just regular room temperature change. That's all. Just keep it like that.
I agree, because that can be an extreme, just like having it in your bathroom where it goes extreme, hot and steamy to room temperature. It's the opposite. Very cold, even if you regulate it to where it's not like typical refrigerating food temperature, even if it's like 50 degrees. You pull it out, your home's probably 70 degrees, let's call on average. If it's out for a few minutes, it's a drastic temperature change. It'd literally have to be grab it, spray, and hurry up and throw it back in to not really impact it. Exactly. So I think that's going from the opposite side of the extreme, because the other extreme is leaving it in your car or leaving them in your bathroom on the counter.
Exactly. That's
2 no-nos. But the refrigerating them is not a no-no. I know there's people that do it. I just think it's overkill, and there's still inherent risk involved that's not there with just keeping it out of sunlight in a climate-controlled room, Ever tried Aquawood? Big fan of Aquawood. It gets compared to Bulgari Aqua Amara. I get a little bit of that because it's citrus and incense, so I understand the comparison. But Joe, are you familiar with Aqua Amara?
Aqua Amara, yes. The Mansera Aquawood, I have not tried yet.
So the reason I ask about the Bulgari is because it's kind of got that BO smell to it a little bit, funky, musky smell.
Yeah,
you don't get that Aquawood. at all.
Nice.
It's very fresh, fruity, woodsy. There's some similarity, but I would not sit here and call Mancera Aquawood the niche take on that. Like, because if you go on Trograntica, that's the thing that they relate one another to the most. It has the most upvotes. I understand why it gets compared, but I think it's much more of a faint similarity than it's getting credit for on the internet.
Right.
Mancera Aquawood, in my opinion, is way better than Aqua Amara.
Very much
It's
so.
one of the better versatile everyday Manceras that I've ever smelled. And I've smelled about 35 or 40 Manceras, not counting Montal, at this point. And I blind bought it. Big fan of it too. It does not move from my rotation table. Even though I don't wear it all the time, I still pull the cap and smell it pretty often, at least weekly. Big fan of it. Because with having fragrances, it's not just about wearing them all the time. It's just sitting around and sniffing. You know, when you're into fragrances, you like just sniffing fragrances, right? I do that I do that daily. I mean, hell, today just had in the teens on my skin today.
Right.
So, we've got a few more minutes. Let's see if we got a few more good questions here. Finally pulled the trigger on Wulong Cha. Oh, yeah.
Great fragrance.
Yeah. Big fan. You're not going to find too many that aren't really into that fragrance. I don't know if EQ's still here. He's a big fan of that one, too, just like me and Joe are.
Great fragrance.
One of the better niche freshies. What were you going to say, Joe?
No, I'm saying that's a great fragrance. That's one of the ones I need to add this year. I try to add this year.
You can find it low 100s. I have a 50 ml. 50 ml goes a long way because it's strong for being fresh. It'll surprise you how strong it is. Joe, when I go to Bloomingdale's, I'm going to ask for your opinion and what you think I should get. That's his job. That's what he does.
Just hit me up. If you have Instagram or Facebook or email, just contact me, because I don't have a set. I don't work like Monday to Friday, this time to this time. So like this Sunday I'm off, next Sunday I'm not off. So it's best to always just be in communication with me in some sort of way. And then this way I know when I'm there. I'm there for majority of the day when I am there, but some days like it's never set in stone what those days are until my schedule comes out. So just let me know, Mike, but I'm able to assist you or anyone really. If it's in the store, legitimately, if it's in the store, I could sell it, but especially when it comes to the fragrance that I have knowledge of.
Oh, so you could literally go to different departments as well?
Yeah, I could sell you a Versace robe. I could sell you the chain, the watch. Like I could sell a bed if I want to.
Are you where Joey's Versace robe came from?
I was not.
Since
and I looked at that, I was like,
I had to ask.
I was like, when'd you get this? And then it was like, and then it was like blank. He told me the time, and I was like, oh, okay, no, I wasn't even working yet. Okay, you're good.
Yeah,
you're good.
Okay, what the fuck, Joey?
Exactly. I could have used that, but yeah, no. So if it's a department, if it's in the store or on the site, I can sell it at the end of the day. So, and I can sell it to you. But especially when it comes to the fragrance side that I have all of my knowledge about, absolutely, for sure. I could walk you around in anything. So,
well, there you go, Mike.
Let me know.
Have a great experience with an unAVERAGE Joe. Official Gate says, I have a five-stage shelf in my bedroom. My room's always at 72 degrees, but it's close to a window that has a blind and curtain and sort of gets indirect sunlight, hoping that fragrances don't spoil. As long as it's not getting much. Oh, yeah, EQ's still here. Wulong Cha with some flame emojis. There you go. Yeah, I knew he would co-sign that. There's some good stuff. I've done it. I've noticed it made the first spray have a very loud alcohol smell, so I definitely don't suggest anyone put them in the fridge. There you go. There's someone that tried it out just to see what the rigmarole was about. I wouldn't say hype because it's not something that everybody's like, oh, do this. But there are people that do it. I know Max has a fragrance cooler. I remember him saying that in a video like years ago. So Max has one. He does that. I believe it was when he was talking about vintage Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme, the sticker label. He had several bottles. I watched a review he did years ago about it, and he said he had several bottles in a cooler. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he still does that. We're talking 6-7 years ago that I recall him say. It was long before I had my channel. I'm still here. till you all end it. I appreciate that. Hit the like, people. Well, we're about to shut it down here in just a second. We just hit the 1 hour mark. See, if we take one more. Let's see. Keep mine at room temperature. We'll end on this one from Gian Hernandez. What's your favorite summer night fragrance? Joe, you want to start us off? Favorite fragrance summer nights.
Summer night fragrance. Percival PDM. It's easy to reach for. It's easy to grab. It's there. It's nice.
That's a good answer because I've got a few. It depends on the setting. If we're on vacation, it's one thing. If we're or like at the casinos or anything like that, or at the beach, it's one thing. But if we're just like, say, going to dinner here, it's something different. So because it's climate controlled environment, it's pretty much fair game to anything I would typically like to wear in the evenings, not just specific to summer. That's tough. That's definitely a tough one because my go-to, my favorite to wear, my wife's favorite is La Nuit de l'Homme Le Parfum. Always been a big fan of that one. It's my go-to any time of the year for dinner. If I can't quite decide what to wear, it's like my easy reach. I know I'll enjoy it. It works. My wife's going to enjoy it. So I roll with that most of the time. So I guess it's easy to say that because it's the one I genuinely like to reach for the most, regardless of season. So I'm going to go with YSL La Nuit de l'Homme Le Parfum.
I do have a feeling, though, that in about a month and a half, 2 months, my answer will be changing. Just know that. My answer might get a little local.
Yeah, it's not even necessarily that long. I knew where you
were. Well, by the time I wear it, though, and everything, like, because I actually have to wear it, and then.
He's having a blast, by the way. I talked to him this morning. He's
nice.
Having a great time.
That's awesome.
For those of you who didn't know, we're talking about George. He's talking about Coco Loco, and George is still in Rio.
Absolutely.
Which is where the fragrance is inspired by. He's getting footage and everything and enjoying Brazil. He's out in Rio de Janeiro. I talked to him
at
George. 10 o'clock this morning before I went to the gym.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's not really he's like 1 hour ahead of me. It's not like he's on the other side of the globe. He's just south. I think it's central time, just very, very south.
Extremely south.
Extremely south from where we're at. So we'll end it on that. Joe, I appreciate you sending these my way. Eau de Minthe, I think, is going to be the one. You and I are going to have a discussion on me getting a bottle. I'm going to get it through you, obviously.
Thank you.
I would say within the next 2 weeks, probably, because I bought a lot of shit. I need to chill out. But in the next few weeks, because I want to have it for this summer. I feel like it's going to be it's a really good warm weather daytime fragrance. That's it right here. Very, very green. If you like fresh green minty fragrances, guys, it's absolutely worth experiencing. A lot of good stuff here today. Noir 29 is a showstopper.
Yes.
I would say that was my three favorites. Le Labo Noir 29, MFK Amyris Extrait, and then Eau de Minthe from Diptyque. That's the three that I could build a very well-constructed, complete wardrobe with. I think it checks every box.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure they all perform well. I mean, I'm not even factoring
very much so.
Going off of the feeling they've evoked and the versatility and situations I feel they would be best for in my life. So thank you for introducing me to these, Joe. Like I said, Eau de Minthe, I'm definitely getting a bottle of that for sure. For any of you that haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to unAVERAGE Joe. His name is tagged at the top of the description. Just click the tag. It'll bring you straight to his channel page. Follow him on all social medias. If you just type in an unAVERAGE Joe, remember unAVERAGE, you'll find him across all social media. He's not a hard man to find. So make sure you like this stream before you leave. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Y'all have a good one.
Later, everyone.